Hello everyone and welcome to this introduction of a new game that I recently picked up called International Cricket from Lambourne Games. You can get it through Owzat Games. That's OWZAT. If you want to purchase this, it's fairly expensive. £48 it cost me for the PDF. You get all the charts. You get the 2013 International Teams season, which I think is 9 teams, and you also get the 2019 Ashes teams, which is what I'm playing today. You get it's 2 games in one. There's the one-day internationals and the test match, and I'm playing a test match here. There's 3 rule books. One is a supplementary to the one-day game, and the one-day rule book has got the main rules for all of them. So effectively, the test match is a supplementary, allows for weather conditions and the changing ball condition over the 5 days. So I'm at day 3. We're in the morning session. We've only got 10 minutes to lunch. England have just successfully bowled Australia out in their first innings, and I'll just show you the quick scoreboard here. England all out for 307. Rory Burns made 81, a good innings. The middle order chipped in with some decent scores. Pat Cummins took 4 for 52 for Australia. In the Australian innings, they were all out. First innings for 313. Steve Smith made 105. Good contributions from Tim Head and Matt Wade of 40 and 54. And for the bowling for England, the bowling really Wokes 4 for 33, Anderson 3 for 67, and Australia all out for 313 with 6 minutes before lunch. So we'll get a couple of overs in just to show you how the game plays. Australia leading by 6 runs on the first innings. So this is the setup. Bowler, opening batsman, and this bat well you only get this bat well if you're an opening batsman and you've got the OB at the top, and this guy is, so he doesn't have to start off batting well, but that can change because at the end of a day, if he's batting and he's batting well, then the next day he has to start all over again. I'm playing an attacking field and I'm playing at level 2. That's the pitch card at the moment that we're currently playing on, and it makes adjustments to any reductions from the bowler's card. New ball's in effect because we've started the new innings and it lasts for 10 overs and it affects it. The weather is hot and sunny. On the first day we had rain, and we had 4 stoppages for rain, which lost an hour's worth of play, as is our want when we play cricket. When we play cricket in England, it rains a lot. These are the fielders for Australia. This is the wicket keeper here. It doesn't figure in this setup. These are the close fielders. These are the outfielders. And as I say, we're ready to go. So you need 5 dice really. That's something I've added to the game. And effectively what happens is that you roll the dice 3 times and that's the over. Now, anybody who knows cricket, there's 6 balls in an over. So that tells me if it's the first or the second ball of the action to mark on the scoreboard, on the scorecard. Red dice are the bowlers, green dice are the batters, and the yellow dice is used for any adjustments, such as, well, there's a new ball for fast or fast medium bowlers. If it's a Yorker, movement off the pitch, or a lift, then if that is a 5 or a 6, then it reduces the batsman's ability by 1. And if it's a good length ball, if it's a 6, it reduces the batsman's ability by 1 as well. You get a lot of charts with this depending on what you're playing. A test match chart is obviously, because I'm playing a test match, but this is normal setup. You can be aggressive, or you can be trying to get runs, or you can be trying to save the game, but at this moment in time neither are doing either. So just normal is fine. So opening the bowling for Australia will be Pat Cummins. So take him out, put him there. He's double-sided. This is the batting side. Gives you the number that you have to look on the chart. This is the bowling side, which gives you the type of ball that he's bowled. So let's just put Cummins on the... And for those who are used to scoring cricket, if there's anybody out there, you'll notice that this is not the standard cricket scoreboard. This is a linear cricket scoreboard. It keeps you track of what actually happened in the game. So you've got Burns on one side, Roy on the other. They're the two batsmen. He is bowled. Cummins is going to bowl from the pavilion end, and the other bowler, which will no doubt be Pattinson, will be bowling from the Birmingham end, because Edgebaston is in Birmingham. So let's just play. We'll only get a couple of innings because lunch is taken at 1 o'clock, but it gives you a bit of a taste as to what the game is. So let's have a look. 9. So off that is a good length ball -1, so it's already adjusted, and we have a 6. So a good length ball and a roll of 6 will give us another one. So good length -2. Rory Burns. 7 is an E, so that you look on good length here, E, and you go down to G, hurried defensive prod, and he just pushes the ball out, and it was on the first ball. They only really need to that dot if they decide to dice if there's a run scored or a wicket. So in the first two balls, nothing happened. So Pat Cummins runs in to Rory Burns, and another good length ball -1, but of course that's a 5, so he doesn't get anything. 11 is an F, which becomes a G, and again another hurried shot. Cummins bringing some heat at the start of this second innings. Cummins into bowl, and yet another good length ball, and Burns just prods that away. So at the end of the first over of England's second innings, there's a maiden, no runs scored. So Cummins 1 over, 1 maiden, none fun on. And what you do now, just stop so you can't keep using the same ball. You'll notice here it's got a stamina rating of 60, and for every over he bowls, he loses 6 minutes, so 6 points. So that's 54 now. And what will happen is if he gets to 0, then he's out of stamina, and you can rebuild that stamina for the bowlers through things like lunch break. You get 1 point of stamina back every 6 minutes that he's not bowling. So you have to keep an eye on that. So we're going to bring James Pattinson in to be the bowler from the Birmingham end. Rory Burns will be the non-striking end. Jason Roy, as you can see, has not got OB, so he's not batting well yet. He has to hit a 3 to become batting well, and if he doesn't, anything like the 2, the 7, or the 10 here, you use these, which is why this is there, just to cover them up so you don't get confused. So what you now do on the scoreboard, for a fast bowler, it's 5 minutes off the time, so we move to 2:49. We're going to start the second over, and this will be the last over of the morning play, because lunch is taken at 1 o'clock. So Pattinson coming into bowl to Jason Roy. Roy, who made just 8 in the first innings, and he over pitches that ball to Roy, and Roy's an A on an over pitch, and he pulls that away to mid wicket for 4 runs, and it was on the first ball. So what I do is I put a 4 and then a dot. The second ball didn't score anything, so England are off the mark, 4 for naught. Just trailing by 2 now. Pattinson in, good length ball, doesn't get anything added to it. And off the good length ball, gets pushed away off to mid-on. That's the second ball, and he gets a single. So Burns will come to face James Pattinson on the last ball before lunch. And Pattinson in, and he gets a little bit of swing from the ball. E on the swing. He's going to be Burns withdrawing his bat, and so at the end of the over, 5 runs off the over. So Pattinson 1 over, no maidens, no wickets for 5, and Pattinson is a 60 and he loses 6, so he's down to 54, which takes the time to 1. Oh no, sorry, 12:54. We're going to get a few more overs. Third over coming up. So as you can see here, this is the advantage of linear scoring. You can see you go from left to right. So the first 4 balls were faced by Jason Roy, and the last 2 balls were faced by Rory Burns. He's got no runs off 8 balls. He also can keep the number of balls that have been scored. Roy's got 5 runs off 4 balls, and the total at the end of that over is 5. So 5 for none. England trailing by 1 run at the end of the over. And so Pat Cummins will be coming back in to bowl his second over, 12:54. And he's going to bowl it to Jason Roy, because we've changed ends. So Pat Cummins gets some movement off the pitch. -1, and it's a 5, so he'll get an extra one, so it's a -2. Jason Roy's a 4, is an F, so movement off the pitch becomes an H, and he gets wrapped on the pads and going down leg side, so no appeal from the Australians. Cummins into ball, gets a good length ball, and Roy will just hurriedly prod that ball away back to the bowler, and there's no runs. Cummins in again, over pitches this one, and it's an F, and he gets turned off the legs for a single. Now here the dots there, so the 5th ball was faced by Roy and the 6th ball was faced by Burns, because it's 2 balls in an action. And at the end of that over, Jason Roy has gone to 6 runs. He's faced 9 balls, and England are 6 for none. Cummins 1 over, 2 overs, 1 maiden, none for 1, and he moves down to 48 stamina. He's a fast bowler. So we lose 5 minutes, and it's 12:59. The start of the 4th over. This will be the last over before lunch. And it's going to be James Pattinson. And because they crossed on that last action, Jason Roy will face Pattinson for the last over of the session. Pattinson coming in, and he bowls that ball short. And Jason Roy hooks that ball away for 4. Pattinson in. And this time he over pitches the ball. And the ball swings by the legs and misses the wickets. Pattinson in. And he gets some swing off this. And Jason Roy, this is where it becomes interesting. H becomes an X because he's not batting well, and swing with an X is an edge, so he's edged the ball, and we need to go to the edged ball chart. Just give me a second and I'll get that out. So we could see a wicket on the so this is the edge chance chart. So you roll 2 dice, 15, short leg dives for a low catch, 8. So what you have to do is decide who is going to be the catcher. It's an infielder, so it's single dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. So it's Matt Wade. His catch rate is 4, and he's going to get 8. So you add that to 2 dice, 9, and he's going to be out. So, and it was the last ball. So the last ball before lunch, and Jason Roy is out for 10 runs. He faced 15 balls and he hit 2 fours. Caught by Wade, and England are 10 for 1. So what you do here is you put a red line underneath the batter that's out. If you're scoring like this, that is. And of course, it is the end of the over because it was the last ball. So Pattinson, 2 overs, no maidens, 1 for 9. And that gives us the time of 1:04. And that is the end of this morning session. So line straight across there, and you just put something like lunch. And lunch lasts for 40 minutes. So they will come back. I'm just setting this up ready to play this, but I'm going to end this video at this point. So they're going to come back at 1:44, and they will play through to 4 o'clock when it's tea. So what you're going to have, Cummings is going to be back, and Pattinson is going to be back. So now Pattinson, he's got a 40-minute break, but so you divide that by 6, so it's going to be 6. So his stamina now will be at 54. You can't go over the original stamina, which is 60. For Cummins, he left at 12:59, so that's 45 minutes. So he will get 7. So he'll have a stamina of 55. So the rest period's giving him some stamina back. And we're going to have Burns, who's not scored yet, and the incoming batsman will be Joe Root. And that is how we're going to be set up for sorry, it's Roy that was out, not Burns. That's how we're going to be set up ready for the second innings. So, very short video, 20 minutes. Just to sort of show you how this thing works. It's really, really good game. Really enjoyed it. Into the third game. If you want to see some more, I can do some more, but just leave me a message saying you want to see a full session, and I can do a full session. But as it is, England are 10 for 1 in their second innings, leading Australia by 4 runs. If you want to see some videos, instructional videos on this, there's a guy called Dice Ball who's done some really good instructional videos on how to play this game. As I say, this dice is my addition. There's a way of doing it. They give you a way to do it so you can do ball by ball, but it seems to work quite well at the moment. So I just use that. Decided to say whether it's the first or the second ball where the scores runs are scored or the wickets are made. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Do leave me a message and let me know what you think. And if you'd like to see some more, then I'm quite happy to do some more cricket. So from Edgebaston, it's lunch on the third day of the first Ashes Test 2019. England in their second innings, 10 for 1. Lead Australia by just 4 runs. Burns no runs, not out. Roy caught Wade. Bob Pattinson for 10. And so until next time, good night.